Welcome back, guys. We are starting off in the kitchen today. We're gonna fire up the smoker later. We're gonna cook some good ribs. So we're gonna keep it pretty simple, but try not to blow away. It's pretty windy out there today. So let's get these ribs prepped and ready for the smoker. Alright, so we got a decent rack of ribs. It's 3.5 pounds about. So we're gonna start off by opening them up. I just got them from Meijer when they were on sale. They've been in the freezer for quite a while. So we're gonna start off by getting them out of the package, getting them rinsed off, and then getting the silver skin off of them. So let's do that. Alright, so we got them rinsed off. I find the easiest way to get the silver skin off is just get a paper towel, find where your silver skin starts. You can even make a cut, and then you're just going to pull it with that paper towel. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So I found this right here, and you just pull it off. Some people will leave it on, some people will take it off. I prefer to take it off. It does help hold the ribs a little bit better when they're on the smoker, but it's kind of chewy. So we're just gonna cut these ribs in half so they can fit in my marinade container. So I'll just find that middle rib, cut her right in half. We're gonna still do them both the same, seasoning and everything, and then just trim off whatever fat you don't want on there. Obviously fat is flavor, so you don't want to trim a ton off, but like these have some pretty good marbling down the side. That's on the lower end of the ribs, like this side right here. If you don't like that, you can trim it off if you want, but it's totally up to you. So we'll get our seasoning made up. I'm gonna, like I said, keep it pretty basic. Just pat it dry. And we're gonna do, it's called a wet dry rub. So let's get our seasonings pulled out, and we'll get her seasoned up. Alright, so like I said, we're gonna keep it pretty simple. For my wet, I'm using Dijon mustard. And then for my dry, I'm using the BSS. It's a bone sucking sauce seasoning and rub. It's awesome. This is my second bottle I've gotten, or I've gone through. So with the Dijon mustard, there isn't much left, so we're just gonna kind of use it sparingly. But all you're doing with the Dijon is just putting it on, spreading it out so it gets those ribs wet. Doing the underside, the whole thing of ribs. So I'm gonna go ahead and put them right in my marinade container, so then I can keep the mess to a minimum. Like I said, doing both sides, getting that Dijon everywhere. Now we're gonna put our bone sucking sauce on there, or seasoning, sorry. Pat it in. Do the underside. You could use a grill pan or anything. All this container is just like a vacuum seal container. So you put whatever meat or flavor you want in there. and then you vacuum seal it, and it just kind of helps suck in some of that flavoring throughout. So there we go. Just like that, it's sealed. So we'll put this, these containers are actually pretty neat. They're called like a 30-minute marinade. So you can put whatever meat or liquid you want in there, and it will marinate for like, you can do it like as a 30-minute marinade instead of like a 5 or 6 hour. So like I said, we got these ribs in here. We're gonna try to go for, there's so many different methods on smoking ribs, so a lot of people stick with like a 3-2-1. So 3 hours at smoke, 2 hours covered, 1 hour uncovered, then you can sauce them. But normally I'll do like a 2-2-1, or just depends on how much meat you have on your ribs, how they're falling apart. It's pretty windy out, but it is like 60 degrees today, so I'll probably stick with like a 2-2-1 today. So when it's time, I'll see you guys out of the smoker. Alright, getting the smoker fired up. I always empty my auger just because the last time I had a jam seized up on me and I had to replace all of it, so I always have to prime it. It's pretty simple. Just hold the prime button down, and all it does is make that spin constantly to feed the pellets in there. So I got competition blend pellets in. It's a mixture of hickory, cherry, and oak, I believe. So we'll get this primed, get her fired up, and we should be ready to throw the ribs on. Sitting at like 220 right now. The top gauge is reading a little bit higher, but that's alright. We're gonna open these up. I pulled them out of the fridge. You hear the air coming out. So we're just gonna throw them on. Throw them right over that fire. Basically, set them and forget them. I'll leave that flame, the charbroil open for the first hour to get a good crust on them. I'll probably flip them halfway through, and then I'll close it. I'll let it go another hour, and then I'll wrap them. And it should go for about 2 hours. It is 2 o'clock, so hopefully they'll be done at about 6:30. So let's go finish cutting this tree up. So you can see I got a good amount cut. It fell down in that last windstorm I had about a month ago. He's an older guy that lives here, so I figured I'd clean it up for him. I got it all branched out. Just got these couple still hanging up on that limb, so we'll go ahead and finish getting these. I'm gonna keep these. I'll split them for firewood. So let's get the rest of this cut up. Alright guys, got it all cut up, the old Husky Varna. I don't know if I need to adjust the carb or what, but when I get on high idle or high speed, it bogs down. I don't know if I'm just pushing too hard or it's a smaller saw. It's only a 240, so maybe it just doesn't have enough power, but I don't know. Still did a pretty decent job getting this all cut up, so I'm gonna drag all the brush to the road. I don't have a splitting maul, but I'll put those this spring. I'll end up buying one. But that's all that. So let's get back to those ribs. You guys wouldn't believe it. After using that chainsaw, cutting all that tree down, freaking sprouted a huge beard. Looks pretty good, don't you think? Missing a couple teeth though. Alright, it's been about 40 minutes. Oh yeah. Those are looking pretty good. Alright, we'll let those go for about another half an hour. I'll close that, let them go for another hour, and then we'll be able to wrap them. That meat is already starting to pull away. Cool. It's been 2 hours. It's time to wrap our ribs. So we'll put them down on that. Look pretty good. Let's get them wrapped. Bump it up to 300. That's how we do her. Alright guys, so we ran out of wood and the grill cooled right down, so I'm not gonna waste my time starting it back up. So we're just gonna sauce them in here, throw them in the oven. All you're basically doing is just warming this glaze up. So as you've seen in the previous clip, it's just some barbecue and some honey. Got pretty good color. So we got the oven set to 275. There we go. So the meat pulled back from the bone quite a ways, so that's good. You can do the bend test, but I already did when I picked them up, so you can see. So let's get these in the oven and get our sides prepped. I'm gonna pull the ribs up, guys. How do those look? Pretty good, I think. Alright guys, we got our mac and cheese all done, our peas are all done. Now it's time to cut the ribs and get them served. Filming. Dinner is ready. That's good. Right now, bud. All right, what do you think? How's it look, Weston?
Good.
You want to try the ribs for me?
Them hot.
They're not. They shouldn't be that hot. The mac and cheese is probably hotter.
Ooh, they're good.
Good.
They good?
Yep.
What do they
All
taste
right.
like?
Strawberry snippy.
All right, guys, that's gonna wrap this video up. I appreciate you for watching. Hopefully you learned something from it and take something away. If you have any suggestions on different rubs or different methods of cooking the ribs, make sure you comment down below. And as always, make sure you guys subscribe, like, and shoot straight.